If you're going to become known for something, you're going to become great at something, if you want people to start depending on you for something, anything, you got to become boring and you got to become predictable.
DreAllDay.com.
What's good, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. This week's motivation is about being boring, being predictable. Yes, you heard that right. Being boring and predictable. Now, you may think your first thought is, well, Dre, why would I want to be boring and predictable? I don't want to be boring. I want to be exciting. I want to have variety. I remember 2014, I made a video where I first introduced this concept. And the third day is all about the fact that most people just aren't consistent enough or persistent enough to continue showing up, doing anything. Anything. It could be playing basketball. It could be working on your business, writing blog posts, posting on Instagram, whatever it is you want to do, showing up to the swimming pool. I was at the swimming pool this morning at my building and there was nobody out there. You know why? Not because it wasn't a nice day, not because it ain't hot in Miami. It's because people just ain't consistent. People do things randomly. And this is why most people never get any true, real results for the thing that they want to get results from in life, because they're not consistent enough. Live life and whatever other bullshit phrases people want to come up with. Listen, you need to be predictable. If you were thirsty, or let's say you needed some coffee, you would look up either a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks. Why? Because you know that they're everywhere. You know they're going to be open at a certain time, and you know they're always going to have coffee. Why? Because they're predictable. Why? Because they're consistent. They were persistent in building their brand name. They knew what they wanted to be about, and they're so consistent at it that now we know them for it. Basketball players, sometimes I'll have a drill, or I'll be playing somebody one-on-one in basketball on YouTube, and somebody will leave a comment like, Dre, well, you're too predictable. You did the same move over and over again. That's the point. The point is to do the same move so many times that you can do it even when the opponent knows you're going to do it, and it still works, and you still get the points. It's not about you coming up with a new magic trick every single day of your life. Every time you play your sport, you got to come up with something new. Yes, you do want to have a variety of tools in your bag, absolutely. But doesn't mean you got to pull every tool out every single game. If one tool can get the job done over and over again, keep using that tool until your opponent or the situation forces you to use a different tool. And since you have the skills, you can go use a different tool. But you want to be consistent. You want to be predictable, people. If you're not predictable, people can't predict what they're going to get from you. Do they want to have you on their team? Are they going to sign up to have you do some business with them? They can't predict what you're going to do. Hell no. If I want to go give a keynote speech somewhere, nobody's going to hire me if they can't predict, if they don't have some idea of what this guy's going to deliver. You know how they can best know what I'm going to deliver? They look at what I've done in the past. When they see what I did in the past, they say, I love what you did right here. Can you do the same thing again in front of my audience? I say, yes, I can. Why? Because they have some level of dependability on what I'm going to do. Now, before I had ever spoken anywhere, talking about being a professional speaker, before I had spoken on any stages, first thing they would say, okay, let me see a video of you speaking to an audience on the same topic you want to speak to my audience about. And I say, well, I don't have one. And they say, well, we got to talk to somebody who does, because they wanted some level of predictability. You need a level of predictability in everything you do. If you play a sport, who does your coach value more? The guy who shows up every now and then is a great player when he shows up, but you never know when they're going to show up? Or does your coach value the player who shows up every single day and delivers every single time, and the coach knows exactly what they're going to get out of that player, even if that player is not as talented, not as skilled, but we know what we're going to get out of them? We value people who we know what we're going to get from them. We don't value the people who their results are random. We never know if they're going to show up. You want to be predictable, people. How many times have I said that in this vid? I said it a lot of times. That means it's important, right? Get predictable on the things that you're doing. There's nothing in your life that you know is predictable. Listen, I can predict a whole lot of things in my life. I know what time I'm getting up. I know what I'm doing first, second. I know what time I'm going to the pool. I know what time I'm getting out of the pool. But there's so many things in my life that I made predictable. Why? Because it saves me brain energy. It saves me time, and it gets people to know me for certain things. I'm so consistent at it that I come to own that space in those people's minds. And this is how it works, people. So you need to. This is your week's motivation. Get predictable. Get consistent. Make sure people know what you're going to do, when, how, why, and where. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. Thanks for watching this vid. If you like this one, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you catch every new video I'm dropping. Follow me on all these social media platforms here. I'm active on all of them. You can reach me on all of them. And if you ever have a question for me about anything, send me an email, Dre@DreAllDay.com. Everybody, I'll see you in the next vid. Work on your game. Dre all day.